Hey, everybody, we're going to play the intro because I'm slow and not feeling good. Sorry.
NHL Nightly with your host, the sportsman, a.k.a. Peter the Bowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barry.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? We got the Degenerate Bostonian with us. I think Pearlo's on his way. He's just trying to figure out how to use his phone. The link is in the DMs, my friend. All right. This is NHL Nightly. I am your host, Jeremiah Maxwell, a.k.a. the Sports Beard. With me, as always, maybe Rico and Barry, our goal-scoring shot expert, French-speaking correspondent as well. And we have our Degenerate Bostonian, college hockey. The college hockey show with me and Mike will be on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern until further notice. We'll be back this Friday. Mike, how's it going?
Going well, guys. How you doing?
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful. You know, when you have two top 10 matchups back to back, you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was great. Turkey was good too, and all that other crap.
I had an unbelievable Thanksgiving with family in Washington, and then we went to Scottsdale, and I was going to go to the Houston's restaurant that Biz is such a frequent member going of, and I heard it's good. JJ Watt said they have the best French chip sandwich in the world there, and I got food poisoning for a Saturday night and couldn't do it, so we couldn't go. I was sick as a dog, and I got an IV, and I flew home with food poisoning, and I got in at basically midnight last night, 1 a.m. ish. Went to bed, woke up feeling a lot better, but now I'm just kind of a little bit just trying to fight it. But lots happened. We didn't do any shows the last week or so. Lots of games. The New York Rangers apparently stink now. That's happening. The Jackets are good. They're down 1-0 to the Blue Jackets right now, though. Or I'm sorry, the Blue Jackets can't be down to themselves. They're down to the Flames. The Juracek trade happened. Eustace Annunen for Wedgwood. That's basically Colorado getting a consistent backup for probably overplayed Georgiev. However, Colorado was down 4-0 tonight and came back and won 5-4 in regulation. It sucks being a Buffalo Sabres fan. Hypothetical for you guys. What would the Buffalo Sabres look like if they had won Connor McDavid? I just wonder. Speaking of which, Vegas is beating Connor McDavid's team right now 1-0.
We should have bet that. I knew it. I think if Buffalo got McDavid, I think it would have been interesting because would Vegas have Eichel right now? If Buffalo got McDavid, would Eichel be in Vegas?
Well, I think Eichel would have been in Edmonton probably.
Right.
That would have probably been the thing.
And so does Vegas win a cup? I don't think so. That's
a weird NHL.
That's a crazy hypothetical, man. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Rico, you have any thoughts on if Connor McDavid was a Buffalo Sabre?
Be interesting to see where the Oilers would be at. I don't think they would be in a Stanley Cup final. I don't know if Jack Eichel would love playing in Edmonton either. So, I mean, you know, who knows about the same injury that happened to him in Buffalo if that ever happened in Edmonton. I mean, the team doctors, if they're a little different over there and they handled the situation a little better. So, I mean.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think Edmonton is a better organization. I think they would have handled his situation differently, and I think he would have stayed. But you never know if you'd have had that injury at all. So,
yeah,
alternate reality, right? We don't know.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Buffalo was playing good, too. Then all of a sudden they're losing 3 in a row. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think they've lost 4 now
in
in a row. So, And then I wanted to talk a little bit about this assault on Paul Bissonnette. That was a crazy story. Did you guys glean all that? I went through this whole thing and was kind of blown away by what kind of dirtbags these people are. Apparently, they're like scam artists. They also like assaulted a restaurant or people at a golf club earlier.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of a crazy situation.
Honestly, I think they got what they deserved.
Well, yeah, but they all got released on no bond. They're all from Texas. They all live in Texas. They're going to probably not show up to their court date. I don't know. I feel like these guys deserve to be in jail. I hope they come down on them. I hope Arizona like puts out warrants for these dudes' arrests and they arrest them. Because if you find out what these guys are, what they are as people, they're really low quality human beings. They don't deserve to be living in our country, to be quite frank. So,
yeah, and I mean they got money, so that's scary too. To basically throw these guys back out onto the street with no bail and tell them you got to come back to a court date. When the video got released to TMZ, that Sean Daly guy showed up to court and the judge said, we need you back on December 10th. He's like, oh, okay, I'll try and make it. I'm not sure if I can. And they're like, no, you need to come back. It's like, okay, I'll be back. I think these guys are going to take the next private jet out of here. I don't know, with the type of money that they have and being in that group they're supposedly associated with and how many people could be uncovered as to what they do. Yeah, legally, illegally, like teetering on just scamming people. I mean, there's a chance that these guys don't show up anymore. I don't know. That's the only thing that worries me. But I mean, their faces are out there. So, but I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, let's hope Biz has enough power and influence that they come after these guys. Barbashev was your goal scorer in. Hey, Daniel, thank you for being with us. Barbashev was your goal scorer. Overtime in Minnesota against the Minnesota Canucks. Boy, funny, JT Miller steps out. The Canucks have actually been playing a little bit better hockey. Some teams are starting to come down to earth a little bit. I watched what I could watch of the Caps Sharks game. The Sharks are a well-coached team, man. They look really good. They dominated that game. The Caps didn't look like they were in their class. Of course, Wilson takes a double minor at the end of the game on Celebrini. That kind of solidified the win for them. But, I didn't feel like at one point the Caps were putting any real pressure on them. Penguins get a win. They've been winning some games now. They get an OT win against the Panthers. Probably wanted to win that one in regulation, but they're starting to put some wins together, huh? So,
yeah,
we got Pearlo. You figured it out. Figured out the DM was there.
No, I figured that out, but then I had to figure out how to get on my phone, how to get the passwords and everything, all that stuff.
Pearlo, man, was your computer messed up that night? I was trying to get you to go on that hockey site.
No, that didn't cause it. It was another thing that I tried, and they told me to I needed Wave.
Okay, so it wasn't me. It was the porn sites, and it wasn't me trying to get you to watch hockey.
It was trying to get hockey. It was trying to get on hockey, but it wasn't that one. It was a different one.
Okay.
And they told me to take a Wave browser, and apparently after I brought it to Best Buy because it wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi.
Wild just won in overtime. Right on. Yep.
Well, hopefully that gets fixed up for you.
Might be Kaprizov.
Anyways, I brought it to them and he saw the Wave browser and he said, yeah, that's a virus. And it's happening all over Fort Wayne. And so there's only one Best Buy, so I might not get it back for 7 to 10 days. So
Jesus, man, you just moved to Fort Wayne and all of a sudden your computer's got a virus.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk hockey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know who scored this goal. I was with Laine gets a goal in his debut for the Montreal Canadiens. That was pretty cool.
That was
for him, man.
I thought that was good. They win 2-1 overtime against the Islanders. Bunch of overtime games today. Penguins, Panthers, Islanders, Canadians, Sharks, Caps, obviously Canucks, Wild. Looks like Kaprizov is your overtime winner. What a shot from Kaprizov. Wow.
MVP season this year.
He is having an unbelievable season. And if you didn't check out Chiclet's interview, they interviewed Jake Middleton today. Pearlo, if you turn your phone sideways, it'll should there you go. There you go. All right. And we have just 2 live games right now. Blue Jackets, Flames, they're doing a Johnny Gaudreau thing. His wife and family are there. That's really cool. Flames are up 1-0. Rasmus Anderson, boy, he's going to be. Yeah, you're good. If you get your finger out of the way, we can see you just fine. Okay.
I'm trying to get into the chat, but it's not letting me.
Well, don't worry about the chat because there isn't anybody in it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll throw up stuff on the thing if anybody comes. So we got a lot of people on X tonight. We're getting a lot of X, which they can chime in. We got our good friend Daniel Barry. He just said, "What's up?" Yeah, I love the Kraken getting their first ever win in Raleigh. That's pretty impressive win. They did not look. You know, it was funny. Watching the Kraken live. They looked fine. They looked really good. They controlled the puck, but I'll tell you what, the Zegras looked dominant in that game against them. The game I was at, he looked like the best player on the ice for both teams. Lots of skill. They end up Anaheim winning that game 5-2. So that's just a little bit of the trip game. We before you came on, Pearlo, we talked about how good the Jackets have been playing, the Juracek trade, the Annan and Wedgwood, the assault on Biz, and then Patrick Kane to the IR. I didn't get to that. That was my. Looks like he's banged up again. That's there might be some trades happening here now with I know Kipper. I'm getting some feedback from somebody, so if you need to use headphones,
probably me.
Maybe use headphones. I'm hearing feedback. Yeah,
probably me.
Yeah. Do you not have headphones for your phone?
No, I don't have them. They're packed. I'll have them in 2 days.
Okay. We'll turn the volume down when you're.
I turned it way down now. I'll put it on mute until you're talking.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
So you're good now.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any feedback. So.
Okay, good. I turned.
If you turn the volume down, there's not going to be any feedback. All right. Well, let's jump into tomorrow's games. I think I got like 20 articles of clothing on here because I couldn't get warm. I don't want to go too long tonight, but Preds Maple Leafs first game out of the chute for tomorrow. Boy, I really like how the Leafs are playing. Darkness, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for being with us. Where were you guys thinking there, Preds Leafs? You gotta love plus 124 for the Preds. Boy, if they're not the disappointment of the year, I don't know who is. The New York Rangers, maybe. But I think a lot of expectations for the Preds. That game is over under 6, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Nashville's lost 4 in a row. I think they lost their last 3 games in overtime. Like, they're just reeling here again. So I expect a good effort from them. You know, Toronto's been consistent this year, so they're not just winning and then just not showing up to games. So they are playing hard. They're playing smart every night. The thing is, I mean, their last game, the difference was Toronto's goaltending too, because the Blackhawks kind of were in that game for a while.
Oh, I didn't think the Hawks played bad. I just think that's typically a game the Leafs would have lost.
Yeah.
And they played great defensively. I agree with you, Rico. They're taking on the identity of their coach.
Yeah, new coach, new general manager, you know, new just probably team philosophy in the room. Things have changed a little bit. You got Ryan Reeves in front of a reporter. I don't know if it was today or whatever, but he addressed the the Darnell Nurse thing, and he said he's just going to keep burying guys out there and do it legally. So basically,
I mean, that was the flukiest play. He did not target him. Did he deserve the suspension? Sure. But and it sucks. You didn't want to see Nurse get hurt. He's been playing really well for the Oilers too. So I mean, I've never thought Reeves was a dirty player.
900 games in the NHL, and he's been suspended twice. Like, he's not a dirty player.
It's like Sean Avery gets a reputation. Never once has he been suspended for on ice play. Got suspended for saying why are so many guys into my sloppy seconds? Like, that was a fucking joke too. Like, what a joke. Like, the guy's trying to be funny. He's not. So, but he got suspended like 40 games.
Yeah.
For that, which is fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this game, I mean, it's the front end of a back-to-back. I think the Preds are in Montreal the very next night too. So they'll probably get Saros in this game. I think they put a good effort against the Leafs going into Montreal. You want to go into Montreal feeling good and stuff too. Maybe the coach will let you out past curfew. And, so I don't know. Just one of those spots where it could be a Nashville spot. Just they lost 4. They got to get out of this somehow, and this might be the game to do it. Surprise the Leafs a little bit. I mean, Nashville hasn't played in a few days, I think, too. I think they've got a little bit of a break here before this game. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind taking Nashville maybe in this one. At least they come out strong, maybe Nashville first period or something. But if it's plus money,
the Leafs are due for a stinker, huh?
I don't know. It's just we're so used to it. We're so used to just a team coming in and Toronto just not looking like themselves, and a couple of them go in and wasn't convincing against the Blackhawks. So I mean, Matthews is just getting his footing back too, and he's back in the lineup. So people are getting moved around in and out.
That game against Chicago.
Yeah. And Tavares is having an amazing year too. Like, everybody was like, "Hey, captain's gone off him. He's on the decline last year. The deal, like Tavares. Okay, what are you gonna do? Third line center? No, the guy's having an amazing year. He's scratching the surface on being on Team Canada at the Four Nations. I mean, a lot of people are making an argument about that.
So I don't think he's on. I don't think he's on there. I think there's been some leaks, and we were going to go into that. We'll go into that, but let's finish up our picks real quick here.
Yeah.
But I want to find out because I've heard some stuff about Team USA too. Singsy was all upset about Cole Caulfield not being on it. Like, to me, if I had to pick between Cole Caulfield or Tage Thompson, it's not a decision. So
it's Tage Thompson.
Yeah, Tage Thompson all day. I like Caulfield, but he's a one-trick pony. He's a power play specialist. Nothing against him. Okay, so you like the Preds in this one, Rico. Pearlo, where are you at with the Preds? We only have 4
Who does Toronto play next?
They're playing the Predators.
No, next.
I don't know.
Oh, Washington Friday night.
Washington Friday.
It's kind of a letdown spot, but what the heck is Nashville going to do against Matthews and Tavares? Like, they got nothing up the middle. Nothing. Like, that's the thing. Like, Toronto might not even play great and still win this game. Nashville's just reeling right now, and their defense is absolutely porous. That's what I was afraid of before the season started. I thought they would start off slow, not this slow, but because they had really a lot to work on with all those new players. But I just can't back Nashville. I plus 127, like the way they're playing right now. I want plus 140. I want like the.
How are they? It's not a good number for Nashville.
How are they any better than Montreal right now? How are they any better than Columbus right now? They're not.
Well, the only team that has a worse record than Nashville right now in the NHL is the Chicago Blackhawks.
Right. So I'm going to take a plus 127 on that. If it was what was the Chicago Blackhawks, like 400 or something like that? Yeah, I'm not. I need way more than plus 127.
Well, maybe they're considering that there's a bunch of Ontario boys on Nashville and Rico. That's
Yeah.
why he likes them. Mike,
So
you got
I'm
to
going to say, because they can't score. I think they're the lowest scoring team in the league or close to it. So I'm going to say Toronto wins like 3-0, 4-0, like 3-0,
You
something
like
like
the
that.
under and the Leafs. Okay.
In a pretty uneventful game. I'll say 3-0, 3-1, something like that. So I'll take the under, and I'll take Toronto in regulation, I guess, because you're getting a pretty decent. No, yeah, in regulation, I guess, because that's the number I score. I think it'll be.
And Pearlo, you are 100% right. Nashville is last in the league in goals for 15.
There you go. So
they have a mind. They don't. I don't know if they have the worst differential. They actually Pittsburgh has a bit worse differential than them. But they're right there. Pittsburgh and Montreal have worse differentials, but so they've only allowed 79 goals. They're nowhere near the worst goals allowed team. The worst goals allowed team is the Pittsburgh Penguins, followed by the Colorado Avalanche, San Jose Sharks, Montreal Canadiens, Florida Panthers up there. Even though Florida's a +11, Flyers, Bruins, Blue Jackets. Of those teams with the most goals, only 2 are plus differential in Florida and the Blue Jackets. So, yeah. St. Louis, though, by the way, we didn't talk about them. Before we get to Mike, they take Jim Montgomery right off the scrap heap less than 5 days, and they've looked good. They're 2-0-1. They haven't missed a beat. The general manager there, not afraid to make decisions that are better for his team. I give him a lot of respect. And I know we got Darkness in the chat. Darkness, I do want to get your opinion on that. Please let us know what you think of that hire. I thought that was a great move by Doug Armstrong. No, I felt really bad for the coach there. I'm sorry, his name escaped. Bannister. Yeah, Bannister. But unbelievable, man. Like you get a guy who, Mike, why don't you give your opinion on a little bit? Because I know you've been the advocate for saying Sweeney and Neely need to go. You see a really good coach leave the Bruins, but the Bruins are playing really good under Sacco since the change. So sometimes it's just the way it goes.
The day Jim Montgomery was announced, $348,000 at MGM Springfield was placed on the Blues to win the Cup. Let that sink in. 348. People drove the hour and a half from Boston to Springfield to go bet the Blues to win the Cup. You're welcome, Darkness. Sweeney, Neely, you got to get out of here. No one's complaining about Sacco out here, but he's not Montgomery. That's just what it is. He's not Montgomery. He's a good coach.
I mean, and he's been there since 2014 in some capacity too. So you've had him there as like,
but he's well liked too in Massachusetts. Yeah. People know him.
Well, he's in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But we love him here. I'm not by no means am I bagging on Sacco. It's just Monty was better. Straight up.
Connor Campbell, known as Boston Connor from the Pat McAfee show, he was coached by Joe Sacco as a youth. Okay, so here's what Darkness says. He says, I liked the hire. Yeah, it sucks for Bannister, and I'll admit that getting really good coach is a really way to improve a roster without having to make changes. He's 3-0-1 now. Oh, did the Blues end up winning the game tonight? Did they end up winning tonight? I think they did. They dominated the Jets tonight.
That was a really bad bet by me. After I looked at the spot that Winnipeg was in, I didn't look close enough. That was a terrible spot for Winnipeg. I should have been all over Santa this time.
Okay, well, yep. Oh, well, that's all right. I said, give me your two best, and it's all good. That's the way it goes. Okay, so Mike, do you have a thought on this this Preds Leafs game, and we'll move on to the next game, the TNT game?
I think that when Toronto played Chicago, that was their stinker. I think that was the lay an egg game. They happened to come out with a win. So I'm actually taking the Leafs money line.
Okay. Yeah. And I like he's been stifling, but he's been getting some scoring chances. I like a Nick Robertson goal. Wonder what the odds are there, Rico. Maybe if you could let me know. The next game is the Bruins Blackhawks. Boy, I mean, the fall from grace, the Bruins just barely get a point tonight. I don't think they deserved it against the Red Wings, to be quite frank. Just what I'm watching. Wool starting. Oh, DJ, thank you. Wool starting. I don't know.
Stolarz is listed right now,
Looks like Stolarz, DJ. DG. Sorry, DG.
but not confirmed.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll get to your comment, Josh. I'll get to your comment. But Rico, why don't you give me Bruins Blackhawks if you like this game, if you want to touch it. I got to tell you guys, I'm nervous about Connor Bedard. He's
got nobody there, man. I mean, Bertuzzi just flies around doing nothing out there. Taylor Hall's a shell of himself. I mean, he's got nobody to play with there.
Yeah, they gotta be bad for a couple more years here.
Yeah,
they gotta wait for Korchinski and these other. They got some really good. That Vlasic kid is amazing. He looks really good.
Yeah.
What do you like? You like this? You like Bruins in this game?
Yeah, well, tough spot, right? I mean,
Bruins on a back-to-back.
Well, yeah, it'll be 3 games in 4 nights too, and they're at home. They just beat Detroit at home, and now they got to fly to Chicago real quick. They're back home Saturday against Philly, so it's just a weird little scheduling thing for them. But they have won a couple in a row now, so they're just going to try to keep that going. Chicago's going to try to get a win here, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at Toronto. Yeah, this is another weird spot for Chicago too, because they were at home against Columbus and at Toronto, home against Boston. I mean, you can't bet on Chicago, but you're not going to get paid on the Bruins here either. So Boston has put up 6 goals in 2 of their last 4 games, I think, against Montreal. I think the Islanders, I think they got a ton of goals against. So they're getting some scoring now, which is good, but I think Boston they need to start banking wins, and they need to start banking wins in a hurry. And this is a must bank on the schedule. You got to put a W up here. So I'd probably even go Boston puck line here just to get a little bit of value instead of straight up.
I'd say this too. If you're thinking about taking the Blackhawks at plus money, I did not hate their game against Toronto.
That's another thing.
What?
Yeah. I said no. Sorry. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, they didn't look bad against the Leafs in Leafs.
They just didn't score.
Yeah.
So if you don't trust the Bruins goaltending right now, you could take the Blackhawks on this plus 136. Pearlo, what do you think here?
I think it was Dallas. They won 6-2, and DeSmith had a horrible, horrible game. Worst game he's had in Dallas, and one of his worst in his career. It was terrible. So Chicago can't score. I don't care if they had a couple days where they scored a couple. They couldn't score against Toronto, and I don't think they're going to score against Boston. I don't want to take Boston. What's the price on Chicago to win on
plus
here?
136.
Yeah, it's not high enough. So I'll go with the under here. Boston can't score either. Look at what have they scored in the last?
Well, what do you like? They over under on this is 5.5. What do you think of that?
I don't think anybody's going to get over on this one, unless Mrazek should be in net. I don't know. It's not bad, but Boston, look what they did against Detroit. Maybe they come out and get a couple here against a weak Chicago defense, but I still don't trust Chicago scoring, and I don't trust Boston scoring. They've been under, except for against the Islanders that one game. For some freaky reason, every time they play the Islanders, they play an over. I don't know why. But besides that, it's all been under. They can't score. Chicago can't score. Even at 5.5, I'll take the under. I'm not getting a good enough price for Chicago. And what's Boston, minus 140 or minus 150 or something?
This is a national game here in the States too, TNT.
I would lean Boston to win it, but like 2-1 or 3-2. So then the plus 1.5 for that Rico's talking about is probably pretty good too.
Being a national game, they're going to want to perform too. So you might see a good effort from both sides here. I think you might see some scoring in this one. Being on TNT, they're not going to try and put each other to sleep on the ice. I think they're just going to go balls out here. And you might get Bedard with 1 or 2 himself in this game. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's an argument for both, man. But those national games, man, they're not snoozers. They know that the whole United States of America is watching. So it's,
if it's
team on. I don't know.
Game, if it is a high scoring game, I'd lean Boston. If you get minus 150,
let's get to Mike's pick. You've had your chance. Mike, I want to hear you. You're the Bruins guy. What do you got here for this game?
Well, First things first, Bruins suck, but we're going to make the playoffs, unfortunately. Ruin our draft pick. Swayman's going to come alive being on the national TV. I'm looking for a strong game out of Swayman, and I'm going to take the hometown team here and take the Bruins. But I think it's going to be an old school Swayman type of game where he makes 40 saves and looks good, unlike most of the season.
Yeah, I think his second half is going to be better. Him missing camp and stuff, I think, is all the difference in his game, in my opinion. Okay, let's just.
I could totally see 3-1 Boston. I could see 3 or 4-1 Boston in this game for sure.
Okay, so Josh, just real quick, I do want to address Josh. He says, I'll admit it. There's more wrong than the goalie with my Canes. Hope you have a great stream. Hey, thank you, Josh. I mean, Josh, I still think your Canes are going to be right there in the mix for the conference championship. Matchups are going to play a big part in the playoffs, but I know you got beat by Seattle. Seattle's not a bad team. They've been having problems scoring, but they're playing really well. Talking to the Emerald City Kraken guys at the game that I went to, they loved the Bilesma hire. They were not fans of Hackstall. He said the players have played so much better. It's a much more strategy-based offense, and they love what they're getting from them. I just think right now Seattle is like a lot of teams. They're struggling to score goals, and it's a big reason is they lost Eberle, who's a big part of that team. And they're one of those teams where, yes, they're deep, but they need contributions from everywhere in their lineup. I'll tell you right now, Devil's Joint. We'll talk about the Devils a little bit before we close up shop. But yeah, I'm not. If I'm a Canes fan, I'm not concerned. You're fine, Josh. Just relax.
The only thing that sucks is Freddie Anderson not being able to stay healthy, and I feel your pain, man. He was at the Leafs for many years.
They need to get a goalie. It's enough. They need a goalie. They need to go out and get John Gibson or somebody that can stay. Like Gibson, Anaheim doesn't need him. Speaking of Anaheim, let's jump right into that game. Tomorrow, the Golden Knights play the Ducks. The Ducks are 10-10. Mike, I want you to start it off. Who do you like here now? This will be a back-to-back for the Golden Knights.
For the Ducks' fourth game in a row, they are plus money. And for the fourth game in a row, I'm going to bet the Ducks. And it's going to be – they're going to break this streak of giving up 2 goals in the first minute and a half of the third period and blowing it. Ducks are going to finally come out hard in the third. Ducks are going to get us a win. All right, we've hit them at plus 345. We've hit them at plus 220. We missed 160. We missed a 180. And we're going to hit them for plus money again today or tomorrow. Give me the Ducks.
All right. I love it, Mike. I love it. Pearlo, what do you like?
They always play the, division people well, especially like Golden Knights and LA and stuff like that, the Ducks. And they seem to be turning a corner. And you mentioned Zegras. I was going to mention him today too, so I'm glad you mentioned him. That kid looks like he's matured a lot this year. He's not really getting the points right now, but he's playing he's playing a full ice game, and he's playing pretty damn hard right now. And that was the problem before. He was trying to be a little too flashy and play a little too perimeter, but he's changed that up now. He's almost got a leadership side look on his face now. So after on a back-to-back, who's the backup for the Golden Knights now? Hill and Samsonov. Samsonov had a terrible.
Oh, I know him.
Game he played too.
Yeah,
so.
I think Sammy's a good backup.
Yeah, I think he can be, but sometimes like he has groaners like that, and can he get his confidence back?
Buddy, he was number one in Toronto for years.
That's here at the price. What are you getting for the price? Plus 250 or something?
Plus 142. I've got for the Ducks. Over under 6.
Yeah, so. I don't know if I touched the total, but yeah, I like a better price than that. But I'm kind of leaning the Ducks as well here.
Wow, 13 goals allowed off rebounds for the Golden Knights this year, tied for the most in the NHL. So they got to clean that up a little bit. Yeah, the Golden Knights been struggling on their D, but they're 15-7-3. Again, I think the West is weaker across the board. So I don't think any one team got better. You could say the one team that bulked up in the West is the Preds, and we know what they're not making the playoffs, boys. Okay, so barring a Edmontonian comeback, Rico, who do you like here at Golden Knights Ducks?
Actually, I'm with you guys. I don't mind. Pardon me. I don't mind Anaheim here. The last time these teams played, November 13th. Yeah, I looked it up. I don't know the exact date, but it is November 13th. Vegas won 3-2. That was a pretty good game. And Anaheim's actually in the top 10 right now in the league in goals allowed per game. So they have been playing well. They're playing well defensively. You know, Anaheim's actually in a lot of games, and they're not giving up a ton. So the stall's been a big reason for that. And this kid can just steal a game. They're playing well at home. Let's go. Yeah, they've been at home, so it's not like they're coming off any West Coast trip or anything. They've been off since Sunday against Ottawa.
Well, Rico, they live on the West Coast.
I mean, they've been back home on the West Coast. They weren't on an East Coast road trip. I mean, okay. Trying to sound like an analyst, and they're like, I know. I'm talking about top. I bet you didn't know they were top 10 in goals against in the NHL though.
No, I didn't. That was a great stat, man. Thank you for bringing that to the table.
Dude, I dug that one up in like 2 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, I'll take the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Absolutely. I mean, the only thing that's keeping me away from them is they lost 6-0, but they're in a battle against Edmonton right now too. Then they gotta basically go to Anaheim after this game. This is a perfect Anaheim Ducks spot.
Yeah.
Vegas is still on the ice right now. Anaheim's sitting at home waiting for them.
And Vegas is traveling to Anaheim. Not that that's a big trip for them or anything, but
still. I mean, you're in against the Oilers. Basically, two Stanley Cup favorites are playing each other right now, and you don't even have Anaheim in your minds until the bus trip back to the hotel, and you're like, "Who we playing tomorrow?"
I've got a hot take about Vegas. Sorry, Rico, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm done. I'll quit talking.
I've got a hot
Top
take
10
about
goals
Vegas,
against.
but I want to jump right back into the second national game. And Rico, I'm going to have you kick it right off. Dallas Stars versus Kings. I'll say this. I don't know what to make of the Kings. They're a good team. I think they're going to get infinitely better once they get Doughty back, which I think he will be back here by the new year. And they're hanging around. They're going to be a playoff team again. They're too deep to not be. And they're actually getting some decent goaltending from Rittich and Darcy Kemper. But I really like Dallas a ton. They're playing good hockey. I don't know how you don't take Dallas here. Rico, who do you like?
Yeah, I think Kemper's on the shelf, is he not? I mean, Rittich started the last
Rittich will be the starter for them
couple games. Yeah, so they're riding him, and I don't know who the hell their backup is.
They have some guy. I think they have Phoenix Copley still.
They got Pearlo.
Yeah,
he actually had a really good game that last game.
Okay.
All right, Pearlo. Who's number one? Eric Pearlo. Who is this guy? He's from Gothenburg, Sweden.
The reason why they didn't get out and go out and pay for a huge goaltender is they think this kid's going to be their number one in like 2 years.
Yeah,
really?
He's going to be the next Henrik Lundqvist. Wow.
He took Michigan to
really?
Force. Yeah,
he's a third-round pick by the Sabres in 2019. How did he end up in LA?
He's been crushing in the AHL. In the AHL.
He had a bad freshman year in college and got dumped. And
I want to be from Gothenburg.
Then COVID hit when he was number one, and then back-to-back Frozen Fours after that. The kid was pretty good for the Wolverines.
Nice.
0 for 3 when I bet on him, though.
Fuck, degenerate Bostonian insider here.
Well, my favorite college team is the Wolverines. So I do follow. I homer the crap out of them.
Which is funny because it's the team he gets to watch the least because he lives in New England.
That's a fan right there. That's a fan.
So who do you like here, Rico? Stars, Kings.
All right.
You don't have to pick the game.
Yeah, LA's rolling 3 straight. Is this a doubleheader on TNT or is the other game the TNT game?
This is the second of the doubleheader, sir.
Just the second one. Oh,
yes,
my
sir.
God. Here we go. So Dallas, both of them are coming off winning 3 games in a row here. Dallas is basically on the second game road trip in LA. Wednesday, they don't play till Friday after this in Vegas. And then Kings at home for a bit. And home. Oh man, this will be a good game. This is tough. That like good spots for each team. Basically, man. Dallas, LA showing up at home a little bit. Dallas on the road. TNT. Geez, give me LA if it's plus money. I mean, David Rittich, Ottinger, both of them have almost identical goals against average right now, but pardon me, Dave, big save Dave, man. That's a little bit of a workload for him too. He's a backup goalie, You're supposed to have somebody making all these starts for him. So as long as he keeps the health going, stays in shape, as long as he's in good shape, Dallas is gonna fire some pucks at him. I don't know. Big save Dave. Tyler Seguin's out though, so I don't know.
Oh, dude, he was playing really good. That's disappointing.
Yeah, Sagan's out. IR, lower body. Could have been from his girlfriend too. You never know. I don't know what it is, but NHL doesn't tell you much. It just say upper or lower.
So Dallas is missing Tyler Seguin. This is who LA is missing: Kaliev, Thomas, Jones, Doughty, Kemper, Lewis. Oh my God.
Jeez.
They're playing their AHL team, man. I mean, they got so many guys, and they're winning.
Besides Doughty and Kemper, who else? He said.
Well, Kaliev is a solid player.
Oh yeah, Kaliev. Yeah.
Trevor Lewis is a solid player.
Yeah, he was there when they won the Stanley Cup. Trevor Lewis won the cup with the Kings, didn't he not?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Has he been there that long?
Yeah.
And it's been a long time. It's been 10 years since the King won the cup. So.
Yeah, Doughty's been in the league for.
Doughty was there. Kopitar was there.
Yeah, Trevor Lewis was definitely there.
Okay.
Pearlo, take Kings. Take Kings at home. Big save Dave, but I think Dallas wins. So take this game with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
This is the one team that I really misread. But I thought LA wasn't going to do well this year. But the one thing I did say is Hillier was bringing in that 2-2-1. I love that system, and it seems like they're all buying into it. So it's a great system when you play it well and it's well coached, and it looks like it is. So the way LA has been playing as of late, you got some streaky players like Fiala and Kempe are both been scoring as of late, and they're streaky players. So I'm going to keep on rolling with LA here. I think LA's at home, right? So yeah, I think LA.
LA actually plays terrible at home, by the way.
I know they haven't been great at home. That's right. That's right. You brought up a good point there, but I don't know. Call it a gut. Like it's just call it a gut. I like the way they're playing that 2-2-1. So I'll give them a shot at plus money, but I probably won't bet this game. This could be a draw as well. This could be a lot of things. So, but if I had to take one, I'll take LA.
By the way, Trevor Lewis, 2-time Stanley Cup winner, both with the Kings. He was on.
Yeah.
So I went back and looked. I wanted to see because I was like, he's played that long, but he has.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, good locker room guy.
Dude, by the way, Trevor Lewis, you know how many games he's played in the NHL?
920.
999.
No, I was going to say 999, but that was way too obvious of a question.
He's one game away from 1,000 games played. That's unbelievable.
Dude, It was fate, man. Trevor Lewis is a man on tonight's show.
Yep. Trevor Lewis, man. I hope he gets back soon, man, because that'll be Anyway, Pearlo, did you give your pick for Dallas?
Yeah,
here?
LA. Yeah. So
okay, and now let's go with Bostonian.
Well, Brad Marchand didn't win his 1,000th game at home, and either are you, Mr. Lewis.
Trevor Lewis is out injured, so he's not going to play.
Well, then I'm taking the Stars regardless. I like Ottinger. I really, really do. And they got a win with DeSmith. I haven't really been buying into him. I think they ride that momentum in. I get it. Dallas is at home and LA's at home and they're a little more rested, but give me the Stars. Even though you're missing Sagan, give me the Stars. I do like the under if you can find a 6. I'm getting 5.5.
Okay, you're getting 5.5 for that game.
Yeah,
I'm getting 5.5 from DraftKings too. I don't know what you're getting in Canada there, Rico, but yeah, it's all good.
I can check here. Let me take.
What's the juice on the 5.5, TJ?
110.
Yeah, it's probably going to stay there then.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't think I'm touching it because 3-2 with an empty netter gets me 4-2, and I'm toast.
Yeah, it's a 5.5. I got to. I mean,
They know what they're doing. This could be a low scoring game though. Yeah, for sure.
Good for David Rittich, man. The guy's bounced around. He was even with the Leafs. We gave up a 3rd rounder for him for a playoff run one year, and he didn't even touch the net. It was just not in the playoffs anyway.
He had a bad run there for a bit, but last 2 years he's been really
Big
good.
save Dave, man. Yeah,
If the Leafs would have held on to all the players they've drafted throughout the years, they would have won like 10 Stanley Cups, man.
Well, if there was no salary cap, we would have, but we'd probably have
No, Rico, you know that's bullshit.
Players.
When there was no salary cap, they weren't winning cups.
No, I know. They were buying their players. They gave David Clarkson probably the worst contract in the NHL history.
But that was salary cap. That was salary cap era.
Oh, I don't know. What about Finger? What
Oh,
about Finger?
Jeff Finger was a bad one too. Man, look at the players that came through Toronto. You had Joe Nieuwendyk and Gary Roberts. Eric Lindros played for the Leafs. Like, nobody'd be doing that in the salary cap era.
Gary Roberts was solid for the Leafs.
Oh, solid. Yeah. Love Gary Roberts. Yeah. Broken neck and all, man. He still is a machine on the ice. He's like Bertuzzi that can score.
NHL in points. I have a quiz for you. Who leads the NHL in points? Anybody?
You know what? Because he's got a shit ton of assists without looking, I'm going to say Brandon Hagel.
He's not in the top 5.
Okay.
I thought you said who's not in the top 5.
It's obviously not somebody you're thinking
I need
about.
the answer before you look it up.
I'm not looking it up.
Show your hands. Hey, show your hands.
Well, Pearlo's, I'm good.
Pearlo, show your hands. What are you looking at?
He's good.
I'm holding my camera. I can't even get on. If I go on, I'd go off this thing. So I can. Okay, who's leading the NHL in points?
Pearlo's like asking his wife right now. Look at he's looking at her. She knows more about hockey.
Is it Winnipeg? It's Kaprizov. No?
Who?
Winnipeg Kaprizov.
Is that Kaprizov is soda?
Kaprizov plays for the Minnesota Wild.
Why do I always call him Kaprizov?
Shifley.
Minnesota. What's his name?
Kaprizov? Who plays for the Minnesota Wild?
Yes.
Pearlo, do you need a wellness check right now?
Yeah. That's what I
send
said.
somebody over?
Yeah.
I said
you said
Kaprizov. Winnipeg.
Kaprizov.
Did I? Okay, sorry. I meant to say Minnesota.
That's why we're just trying to verify that you weren't trying to say Mark Scheifele.
Kaprizov. I'll say Kaprizov.
Okay. He is tied for second, or he is alone at second.
Okay, what conference is the leading scorer in Beard?
Yeah.
So tied for first now is Nathan McKinnon and Martin Nietzsche's.
Oh,
I was going to calm down J-Dub earlier by saying Martin Nietzsche's having a great year, and that Robinson kid popped his 7th tonight too. So you got nothing to worry about there. Plus you got Barry Boy, Brett Burns on a team, the Iron Lung.
Dude, I know. I would love to see him win. He's of the players to win a Stanley Cup.
Dude,
that's a guy.
If the Leafs will win the cup, I want Carolina. I want Brett Burns to win a cup because he'll probably bring it to Barry here.
There you go. Who leads defensemen in points?
Not named Cale Makar.
It is Cale Makar.
Yeah.
Who leads the NHL in rookie points?
Oh, good one.
I'm out.
I'll give you a hint. He has 3 overtime game winners.
Yeah, good one. Jesus.
No, Johnson. No, he's injured. Never mind.
My pick at the beginning of the year was Stankoven, but that's not him.
3 overtime game winners. That should be that. You should know this.
Oh, it's is it Michkov?
It's Mishkov. Good job, Pearlo.
Pearlo. Yeah, we're a hockey show. Pearlo, thanks.
Paying attention. Okay. Who leads the NHL in goals? I think
Oh,
you
God.
won the
It's got to be Reinhardt.
It is Reinhardt. Good job, Rico. But Leon Draisaitl's right behind him. By the way, Alexander Ovechkin's still tied for 5th, and he's skating.
We need Ovechkin back, man. I haven't been the
that
same
was
since.
fucking brutal.
I haven't been the same since. I got seasonal depression since he went down.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I know, dude. It was a great story. Everybody was talking about it. Ovi's back, and Crosby's still playing good. I mean, just turn back the clock, man. You can't. Father Time's not defeated, but Ovechkin was defeating Father Time, and everybody was loving it.
Okay, so tomorrow they're going to announce the Four Nations Faceoff, and you guys know where I'm at on this tournament. I mean, we're not going to have Czech. We're not going to have Russia. I mean, those are two teams that have won gold medals in this sport multiple times. So, I don't really know what this is other than it's a 3-week break for us to not do the show. I better figure out, because we're not going to have games for 3 weeks. So we'll be doing the college hockey show big time. We'll be pushing college hockey. But we'll watch the games, but they're playing 3 games. So it looks like tomorrow's good. So from what I've heard, you're going to see for the Canadians, these are the surprises. Anthony Cirelli, Tom Wilson, and Brandon Hagel. I have no problem with any of those players. Hagel's having a great year. Cirelli is one of the best 3rd or 4th line guys in the NHL. I mean, he pots a lot of goals. Guy's been money in big games for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then, I like Wilson. Obviously, he's such a gritty forward and great skater. He'll fit in well, and they're going to need guys to kill penalties and stuff. Like, it's a good ad. The big one for the U.S., I think a lot of people are surprised. Chris Kreider. I'm trying to see because there are people that don't want to break it. I don't know if they're
I can't see Kreider on.
I
don't know if they're being told don't break it, but
I just heard today that Konechny is going to be on Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, Konechny's going to be there, and Sanheim. I heard Sanheim too.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I mean, if you're thinking first line. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bear.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
No. Give her.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say first line for Canada, you take Marner, McDavid, and then you put Braden Point on that line. McDavid, Reinhardt, Braden Point, first line. Second line, McKinnon, Marner, Hagel. Third line, Crosby, Marchand, Konechny. Fourth line, checkers, defensive, Cirelli, Stone, Scheifele. Maybe Sam Bennett waiting in the wings.
Yeah, Stone's injured, so he's out.
Yeah, no, I know, but this thing's in February. I mean, the guy's the Undertaker. He just wakes up from the casket whenever you need him.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
If not, Wilson, Tom Wilson on the right on that.
I like Wilson. I like Wilson there with in the fourth line there. I like Wilson.
Oh, Cirelli, Wilson on the fourth line.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the best defensive forwards.
Well, and Wilson's getting a lot of minutes.
Wilson doesn't get enough credit for how good he is defensively. He's fantastic, man. I love Wilson.
Absolutely. His reputation.
The guy sees the ice well. He's a good hockey smart guy. He played in North Toronto. Like, he played in a good hockey system, modern hockey growing up. He's
one of my favorite players in the league.
Smart hockey player. The guy could play whatever game you need him to.
Yeah.
So
doesn't get enough credit. Still doesn't get enough credit. I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting some credit though because he made the team, right? So that's good.
Oh yes, not me yet,
we're anticipating. We don't know for sure.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Tom Wilson Team Canada,
I think for certain he's on that roster.
Gotta be.
Yeah. Okay. So I will say, if you have a team that has a lot of Russian players and a lot of Czech players, you're going to benefit from this nice long break that they're about to get. You know, so you know, because I guarantee you, a very good hockey player is going to get injured in this, and is going to be, and you know, God forbid it's somebody like Connor McDavid. You know,
Okay.
we'll see.
Beard. But do you think this is going to be a glorified all-star game, or do you think guys are just going to fucking start leveling each other out, man? Because I don't know, man. This is an Olympic medal. It's a four nations.
You know what this is going to be, Rico? It's going to be like the 1996 Canada Cup.
Do you think so? It's going to be that competitive? Do you think these guys are just going to take each other out, even though they're all playing in the same league, and they got to move on and pay their salaries and stuff? Shit.
Okay, tickets cost enough. They better.
By the way, this is from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, they don't let up on the hitting and the aggression and the fucking fierceness and the shit talking and you know.
Mark Stone was at practice today.
It's going to be when they pick their defensemen. When we know what their defensemen are, if they pick all off, like the reason, like they're taking Sanheim, that's puck mover. That's what they're looking for. So if they're all taking puck moving defensemen, you can expect that it's not going to be as grindy as you think.
Okay. True. And these GMs know each other too, right? So they're probably like, hey, what type of games are we playing here? I'm sure they could text each other and be like, hey, this is who I'm bringing. Okay, well, I'm bringing this guy. Or they don't, and they just fucking lay it out there. Then there's no respect between them. It's tough, man. A lot of guys play in the same league once this is done. They play each other once. Anything could happen. The goaltender could steal a game. And next thing you know, they take the top two teams to play one game, and that's it. It's done. It's over in a week.
But I agree with Beard. I think this tournament's kind of silly, to tell you the honest truth.
It is silly. That's why I'm thinking the severity of the seriousness of it. I don't know.
Next year we got the Olympics. I also say that what they need to do with the Olympics is play the fucking hockey in September. Play the Olympic year. Play the hockey in September. Play the frickin' hockey in September. Play the hockey. Don't do it in the middle of the damn NHL season. It makes no sense. It's an Olympic year. Just play the hockey a different time. Okay? The women's hockey, it doesn't matter because their season's not as long. But the men's hockey, the best players in the world play in the National Hockey League. It doesn't matter what country you're from.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is an article, which I've been trying to say to you guys for a minute here, from Chris Johnson and Pierre LeBrun from via the New York Times vis-a-vis The Athletic. So basically what they have broken down is, and it looks like Stone, you're not wrong, he was skating with the team yesterday. So I don't know if he's not.
No.
He was in a non-contact, but we might see Stone. Stone, very good defensive player. You definitely want that guy on your roster. So this is what they have for the top three lines. Reinhart, McDavid, Marner, Marchand, Crosby, McKinnon, Hagel, Point, Stone. And then they said Sam Bennett, Anthony Cirelli, Travis Konecny, Seth Jarvis, Zach Hyman, Mark Scheifele, Nick Suzuki, John Tavares, Tom Wilson, Matthew Shane, Steven Stamkos, and Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard should not be on that roster. I'd take Celebrini over Bedard right now.
The only one out of that list you just named that should be in is Stone.
Well, I will say this. Zach Hyman's not having a great year either.
No. He's not on my team. 100% no.
Well,
no way. Shit goes off his face and off his skate, and he's just a one-dimensional around the net grinder. No.
Well, so the people they know that are in are Reinhart, McDavid, Marner, Marchand, Crosby, McKinnon, Hagel, Point, Stone. So the people that could fill the last roles, and I believe Tom Wilson and Anthony Cirelli are one of those. So there's two slots. So let's just go. Sam Bennett, Travis Konecny, he's making it, by the way. So there's three slots. There's one, so you have one slot. You're going to give it to Sam Bennett, Seth Jarvis, Zach Hyman, Mark Scheifele, Nick Suzuki, John Tavares, Matt Duchene, Steven Stamkos, or Connor Bedard. Of those players, of all those, if I'm Canada, I'm taking Stamkos because his shot alone on the power play is worth having him on the team. But But if you want to Tavares has had a really good year. I like his versatility. I might put him on there too. What do you guys think? You have one slot. You got to pick Sam Bennett, Seth Jarvis, Zach Hyman, Mark Scheifele, Nick Suzuki, John Tavares, Matt Duchene, Steven Stamkos, Connor Bedard. Who do you think?
I'm going Scheifele.
I don't mind that one at all.
100%. He's playing on the fourth line with Stone and Cirelli.
Pearlo, you're the
Scheifele's
other
one of the
Canadian
better
here.
two-way forwards in there, and he's one of the biggest reasons why Winnipeg's having a great year. Scheifele is a team guy. He's a captain there. Yep. No, he's not
First of all,
captain.
I'd have Stone with Cirelli and Wilson. That is going to be one of the best checking lines ever. Like, that's fantastic.
Right, but I'm asking you
I-
this question.
I'm
not
trying to
your own-
figure this out. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. Because you want a guy that can go up and down the lineup. I don't think Scheifele's not a good defensive player.
Sam Bennett.
I like Bennett. I like Bennett.
Yeah,
I like Bennett.
yeah, he's gonna motherfuck guys too. He's gonna be nasty and terrible to play against.
Yeah, I
But
like
you're
Bennett.
only
Bennett
playing
would be
for
my
one
guy.
game, though.
So,
I know, but
Bennett.
that's why you want him.
I would
That's
take
what you
Bennett.
No, but sometimes he doesn't show up.
That's true.
Not anymore. Not in
Yeah,
Florida.
I like Seth Jarvis too. There's some guys. Okay,
Hey,
So-
listen, man, there's a personality amongst these players too. And word travels around the league as to, you don't want to be
Oh,
putting
yeah.
guys that don't get along with other fucking guys either. All of a sudden,
That's
you
true.
want that team chemistry off the ice as well too. So that's another thing that we don't even think about. Maybe underlying injuries, maybe chemistry amongst the guys. Like the referees hear everything. You don't think the league talks to them. The coaches talk to each other. Like there's a camaraderie amongst teams that, there's a few bad apples that you want on your team, but you hate to play against type players. And like, if he's fucking playing, I'm not showing up type players. Like they'll literally say and just to use an example, just speaking out of context, like if Sam Bennett's on the team, I'm not fucking showing up. There's guys that'll actually say that, and they have the right to. They'll sit at home and take the week off and go to Cabo for a week or fucking Barbados or wherever they're gonna go. So
Bennett's got that kind
it's
of
3-week break.
You never
from what
know.
I understand.
You never
it's
know.
a 3-week break.
hey,
I heard
man,
it's
I don't know. Play for nothing, and you're going to be on the Olympic roster anyway, or you could play towards that because there's a training camp for Olympic roster, selection camp, just like there is for this, and you can go enjoy yourself because you don't get time off during the winter months, or you could play in this Four Nations for fucking whatever, bragging rights. You're still paid by your NHL team, not by this tournament. Oh.
Yeah. So, but because this is affiliated with the NHL though. This is not going to hurt the players for getting injured or anything. So I honestly think, guys, the moment we get off here, the shit's going to break.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're very close to East Coast time. Someone will be like, I didn't break it before, but I know they're making a big deal out of the announcements and stuff. So the projected roster here, let me show you this.
I like the players that have something to prove, like the Travis Sanheims. Not a lot of people watch Philadelphia Flyers games, and I'm guilty of that too. I don't watch a ton of Philly games. I know Konechny's unbelievable. Sanheim a little under the radar because I don't watch Philly games, but there's been a lot of chatter about Travis Sanheim being on this team.
Yeah, he's on the team. There's no question about it, he's on the team. So what I've heard, the reporting I've read, the sources I've heard from trustworthy sources, it looks like Konechny and Sanheim are on the team. Okay, so there's 2 roster spots for the defense. Okay, so some of the candidates are Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Drew Doughty, Evan Bouchard, Noah Dobson, Morgan Riley, Dougie Hamilton, Mackenzie Weegar, Owen Power. No way I have Evan Bouchard on my Canadian roster. Could not play defense half the time. Great offensive guy, but you got that in spades with Makar. Just really Makar's enough. So,
Dude, I would trade Parenko for Sanheim, and then I would split up Theodore and Pietrangelo because they're 2 right-handed shots. If Sanheim's a left shot and Morrissey's a left shot, bump Parenko down to the 7 spot, and then put Pietrangelo on his 3rd pair with Sanheim, and then Theodore on the 2nd pair with Morrissey.
This is noodles and This is the TSN overdrives.
That's weird why they put 2 right-hand shots on the second pair, but it is what it is. It's ice time. It's one game against each team, so you can't mess around too much with your lineup from game to game. Like, you got to go full throttle here. So
they have Seth Jarvis making it, Josh. I don't think he's making it, but they do have him.
I'm struggling Duchesne not getting on this team. I really am.
Duchesne's had a really good year too.
Dude,
I really like Duchesne.
I know. Duchesne's having an unreal year. Tell me 5 years ago that Sam Reinhart would be on the Team Canada first line left wing. You would probably take that bet and give me odds.
Dude, that guy's turned himself into a money player, man.
Unreal, man.
So, and as far as the goalies go, I mean,
and at least don't want to re-sign Marner, right? He's on the first line for Team Canada. Like, get rid of this guy. This guy is the reason why we lost in the playoffs. Fuck Marner, get rid of him. We need a change. Oh, yeah, no, he might be starting on the fucking right wing for Team Canada.
He's played very well this year.
I know.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we're going to have any big surprises more than that, but we'll see. See, they didn't have Tom Wilson on there, and I've heard Tom Wilson made the team. So we're going to see. I mean, I won't be disappointed if he's not on there for Team Canada because I don't want the U.S. to have to go up against him.
Honestly, I don't see Canada doing well because of goalies. I didn't like a single guy you had between the pipes there for Canada.
Tom effing Wilson, man. Come on. The guy will just start daring people. It's one game.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that's a good time to end the show. We're probably going to have the Four Nations tomorrow, and we'll break it all down tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern, and we'll have the whole rosters and how it's going to play out. It's going to be a fun couple of weeks. I believe the NHL is going to take a 3-week hiatus, from what I understand. So, so yeah, we'll see where we're at, and it's going to be real interesting to see the fallout from this too. Like I said, I think there will be a really good player that gets hurt that affects their team. So we're going to see. Any other news you guys want to talk about? I've got this Arizona State hat because while I was there, because Mike, you know, Arizona State, didn't they beat Denver both games?
And they're number 19, according to the pairwise. They're number 16, and they're the last team out right now.
Yeah, they beat the defending national champions.
Sweep.
Are they the Sun Devils? Is that what they're called?
The Sun Devils. Yeah, Arizona.
Okay, what's Arizona called? The Wildcats?
Wildcats.
Yep.
No, Kentucky's Wildcats. No,
that is also
There's
correct.
A shit ton of Wildcats.
There's a lot more Wildcats than one I guess that's why it's plural. Is that how you say that?
There's a lot of Wildcat. There's a lot of Wildcat teams. It's a very common one. Spartans. Oh. There's a bunch of Spartans. There's a bunch. I mean, Michigan State is known. But yeah, I mean, like, there's the Kentucky Wildcats, the Arizona Wildcats. There's a few of them.
See, I can't make fun of that because living in Canada, we had a 6-team football league and 2 teams with the same freaking last.
The Ottawa Rough Riders and the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Like, how can you have 6 teams in the football league?
6 teams and two teams were the Rough Riders. Like, what the?
Are you DMX fans or something?
How do you
know? Because Teddy Roosevelt coined the term Rough Riders.
No, we want the Rough Riders. We already have the Rough Riders.
San Juan Hill in Puerto Rico.
Stupid.
Yeah. So
good thing they left and came back and they're All Blacks now or whatever.
Sure. Well, hey man, we all got to meet up at in Fort Wayne sometime and maybe head up to Michigan to the Big House and watch a game.
That is one of the best stadiums to go to.
You been?
Are you talking about football? A football game?
I've been 5 times.
Whatever. I mean, Mike, you're what, a Michigan fan?
Die hard.
Hockey and football?
The school in general.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, we could go fucking have a beer outside the school sometime.
I'm only an hour and a half away from Michigan, so.
That is a fun. I've been pre-edition and post-edition, so prior to them being 150,000, and then when they put the lights on, and god damn, it's awesome. You walk in.
and we got to, and you know what? We got to give Michigan. Oh, Roy Anderson, thanks for letting us know. 9 teams. What 9 teams? Warren Moon, number 1. He said 9 teams. I guess there were 9 CFL teams at the time.
Okay.
We got to give the Michigan Wolverines big props. They beat Ohio State in Ohio State. They beat them 4 years straight. They were 7-6. They win 13-10. I was watching that game and just loving my wife was like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm just like, Michigan's going to beat Ohio State. It's awesome. I don't know why I despise Ohio State football, but they were bragging about all the money they had spent in the offseason, $20 million to get these players, and they did nothing.
Yeah, and when's the last time a prominent NFL player has come out of Ohio State?
Oh no, there's a lot. Right now, their wide
receivers. Who's the big name lately?
Well, right now, Marvin Harrison Jr. is turning out. He's going to be good. And then, so they've had some pretty good receivers. AJ Hawk, like middle linebacker, won the national championship with them. Co-host of the Pat McAfee show.
Who's the D end on Washington there?
Yeah, I'm just talking who's playing in the league now, but Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, there's a lot. There's
a
lot. A meat market factory for the NFL for sure.
Yeah. No, I know they're prominent, but
the Big Ten, a lot of O-line, D-line. I will say this though. Ohio State hasn't produced very many quarterbacks, if at all any.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Well, no, but the kid in Texas right now, or Houston, Stroud, he played at Ohio State. He's good.
He's good.
So yeah.
So with the person said that CFL had 9 teams when they had that. Is that what they were saying, or is that?
I don't know. Roy says they don't want to win the Big Ten.
No,
they want to win the national championship. Well, Roy, they may not be in the national championship.
Did the CFL have 9 teams, Pearlo?
Yeah, they went to the U.S. for a while there, but before that,
they had the Baltimore Colts,
and there were still 2 Rough Riders even before that. And then they went and they had some U.S. teams, Vegas or something. I can't remember who it was. It was a bunch of. They did a terrible job of it, and they bring in U.S. teams and they keep the name CFL. Are you kidding me? You're going to bring U.S. teams and you're going to call yourself the Canadian Football League? Change your name for
No. They should keep the name of the CFL.
No.
Why?
Absolutely. No way.
I love it.
What American's going to watch a Canadian Football League with their?
Hey, you know what? There are a lot of Americans who watch Canadian Football League. You know why?
You can bet on it.
You can bet on it, Pearlo.
Yeah, well, the bettors might be, but
what's the biggest difference in Canadian football? You guys have the bigger end zones, right?
3 downs.
Call it the North American Football League or something like that. Change your name.
No, dude, how many years has the CFL been around now?
I think the betting has probably helped the CFL more than anything.
Yeah.
The legalized gambling has probably helped that league more than anything, because then they could use them as sponsors and stuff too.
Well, but also, like, if they add American teams to the CFL, does that change because doesn't the CFL have roster restrictions on? I know we're still live and we're talking about the CFL and the hockey show, but you guys will have to answer this for me. Don't they have? Yeah, they can only have so many foreign players, like Americans, on the team, right? Or guys from other countries.
I think you got to have at least one Canadian or a certain amount of Canadians on your team. I think there's a restriction there.
Okay, but it has nothing to do with.
Yeah, and I think Roy's right. When did we have 6 teams? Because now it's BC, Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, Toronto, Hamilton, Ottawa, and Montreal. So there is 9 teams in the CFL right now.
Yeah.
But back when there was 6, you said, Pearlo, there were 6 teams called the Rough Riders?
Yeah, it was still the Rough Riders. Yeah.
That was before Montreal. I know Montreal came in a little late.
Yeah.
Montreal is the Alouettes. Toronto's the Argonauts. Saskatchewan is the Rough Riders. Edmonton used to be the Eskimos, but they're the Elks now, right?
Yeah.
Does Calgary have a CFL team?
Yeah, Stampeders.
The Stampeders. Okay, Vancouver CFL
BC
team.
Lions.
BC Lions. Okay, you have the Saskatchewan. Did I already say Saskatchewan Rough Riders?
Yeah.
Ottawa is a Rough Riders as well?
Not anymore.
Now they're the Red Blacks.
Red Blacks. Okay.
Thank God.
But who am I missing?
Toronto Argos.
I said Argos.
Said Argos.
Okay.
Calgary.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
I said Calgary. What? Oh, the
Blue
Winnipeg
Bombers,
Blue
Winnipeg.
Bombers.
Hamilton Ticats.
Yeah, Hamilton has one too.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Jeff Garcia, Doug Flutie, Anthony Davis, USC running back.
I know Davis.
Well, also
Yeah.
that kid that runs for he didn't go to college. He went to college in the States. He went to Oklahoma
Ricky
State.
Williams.
No, Chuba Hubbard. He's a Canadian kid that plays in
Oh.
the NFL. There's a bunch of Canadians that play in the NFL too.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
But there's a lot of Warren Moon is like he's in the Hall of Fame. He played he won 4 or 5
Best Canadian
championships.
ever, yeah. Best Canadian ever.
But he's not Canadian. He's from Washington.
Or from Washington, best player that played in the CFL that went to the
Doug Flutie was pretty damn good too. He's a Boston College guy.
Boston College guy, yeah.
He
Flutie
beat
was in
Miami,
Boston
won the
College,
Heisman
yeah.
Trophy, but they didn't want to give him a chance in the NFL.
Because he was too small.
Oh, check it out, guys. GDR, Girl Dr. Cinnamon Pony is back. Hi there, my favorite guys. You've been working doubles. Oh my God,
Sorry.
GDR, Cinnamon Pony. We love you. Thank you for being the hero that you are and being a doctor. Oh my God, that's nuts. I love the dog.
Who's GDR Cinnamon Pony?
Do you know who GDR Cinnamon Pony is? Girl Doctor Cinnamon Pony, she's one of our OG fans, man. She's
Okay.
been with us forever. Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't get to chime in because she's listening
That's
to the
what
show.
I was saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So
Wow. Hey, thanks for chiming in, man. Always recognize when you chime in the chat. That's sweet.
okay, well, we'll be back tomorrow to talk about the 4 nations. We still got 2 games live. Dude, let me give you the final score updates on those real quick. I think it's still 1-0 Vegas. And then are we still 1-0 Blue Jackets? I don't know why I had that pulled off. There was 10 games today. Oh no, maybe that Flames game's over. Oh, 3-0 Flames won final. 3-0 final. They beat the Blue Jackets. So Blue Jackets Kevin Ball gets on the board. First goal as a Flame. And then Sharon Govich gets his 6th. Nice to see Sharon Govich getting going. So yeah. So we talk about gambling on this show, Roy. We talk hockey gambling. So.
Roy, I promise not to bet
Joe
on ping
Theismann
pong.
says- Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. We had a lot of people in the chat. The later we go, sometimes we get more people. So that's why I did the 10:30. But we're back. We'll be back all this week, 10:30 Eastern. Football season is coming to an end, though, so we will not have a show Friday nights. That's pretty good because the NHL doesn't have a ton of games. But this week we have 6. Tomorrow is 4. We previewed those games earlier in the show. You can go back and see those. Thursday we got a nice bulk of 9 games. So everybody have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10.
I got a quick question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Rico.
Mike, who's the U.S. college you hate the most because of sports?
The defending national
Ohio State
champions.
is up there. Ohio State is up there for me.
They are number 2, but the reason they are only number 2 is because the Pioneer fans are texting during overtime in the Frozen Four. Oh, what? We won? We won? That Denver Pioneers, then Ohio State. Get off your phones. It's a live entertainment game.
I mean, that's kind of everywhere.
I don't care. I sat behind you in overtime, and you didn't know you won.
Yeah. Yeah. Duke. Roy says he hates Duke. Duke is universally hated. I grew up rooting for Duke basketball, but a big part of that is I watched the game with Leitner when he went 11 for 11. They beat Kentucky, and man, I was in the Army for 25 years. Coach K went to West Point. I absolutely love that guy. Now he's gone from there, so I don't have any allegiance to a
So does Army hate Navy or Air Force more when it comes to sports?
Army Navy is the big rivalry.
Army
That game
Navy.
is next weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna beat the shit out of Navy. We are. Yeah,
It's your year. It's definitely your year. Army's looking pretty good, and Navy's.
Yeah, I
on
mean
the
they got
slow
blown out by Notre Dame, but like the Army has height weight standards, so they don't have any linemen that weigh over like 220 pounds. So you got 300-pound linemen for fucking Notre Dame tossing around in shape cadets. Like Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different animal down there
You
compared
know what
to
they
Canada.
should make them
That's cool.
fucking do? They should make them every time they play Army. They should make them run 2 fucking miles before they play the game, and then fucking play us. And we beat everybody's ass. Just telling you, we're in for the fight. So, all right, everybody, I'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern. Go Army, beat Navy. We had